Hardcore Minecraft Season 1. Some of you guys have been around for a while. We all know this isn't, my first attempt at hardcore Minecraft. Because we've died plenty of times in Otherworld. Our main priority for this world is going to be survival. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. Now, don't mind the fact that I completely forgot to hit the record button on the first day. So we're going to be pulling some stream clips from this. There's a few things I'd like to get done by the end of this episode. This episode is probably going to span over our course of a week, so these goals are a little long term. Number 1, find a good place to set up. Number 2, getting decent armor and getting set up. And number 3, getting started in my starter base. After quite a bit of traveling, I realized I just found an island that was right next to spawn. I was literally 2,000 blocks out in different directions, traveling by foot, to end up next to spawn. Not to be completely wasted though, because we did find multiple villages that kind of help us set up along the way. Now that we found our place to live, I feel like the first thing we should get done is probably just working on the starter base a little bit to get a secure place to throw our chests and whatnot. So after a little help from Google, I came across this Google image and I kind of like the premise of this starter base. So we're gonna, take inspiration from it. I kind of like the idea that it's like in the ground, and as we're building it, we're getting some resources back, considering the fact that I really don't have a whole lot of building supplies. And now that we got our idea, we kind of need to come up with like a generalized block palette of the of what we're going to use to build the base out of. Now these blocks right here in particular are the ones that I have access to. So like the deep slate, the cobblestone, obviously. We're going to be getting a lot of sand and sandstone because of the hole that we're going to be digging out. So I figured I'd throw that in there. And then we also have access to dark oak. Dark oak is like my favorite building block. Being able to use the deep slate and the dark oak together would probably look really nice. And after a bit more head scratching, this is kind of the design I came up with. We built this on stream, but this is kind of like the generalized design that we were going to go with. Obviously, here's the circle. The circle kind of goes in like so. The only thing we have left to do is really just start building this in our world and add more details as we go. So we were able to crank out getting these walls up in place during a live stream that we had. I really like the design overall. Maybe add a little bit more details to these walls, like right here in each corner. But as of right now, it looks really, really good. We have this very low-tech ladder going up to the top, which will eventually turn into a water elevator. But I need to be able to get into Nether before I can even make a water elevator. So that ladder is going to stick around. Next thing that I really want to get done is I want to complete this top area. The only disadvantage to having... I need to fix that. The only disadvantage to having it like this, right, where it's in the ground, is whenever I come up on the ladder, there's a chance like maybe there's a creeper up here or something that I didn't see. Another thing I'd like to get done down here, obviously the floor isn't in yet. That's probably going to be our next step between that and getting that top part set. And then obviously we have these 4 rooms that kind of jut off on each side. Each 4 rooms is going to have its own little purpose. So one side is going to be like a spot to put my bed, even though like in hardcore I usually carry my bed on me for the most part. So the bedroom is going to be there mainly for show. I'd like to have a chest room that's going to be the biggest room. Definitely going to take the most amount of time is building this chest room out, getting enough space, making sure I have enough room for all my chests. With that being said, though, I mean, as a starter base and just getting started off, the chest room isn't obviously going to be terribly massive, but just enough to be able to put enough chests in there where I'm not going to be running into storage issues anytime soon. Over here, I'd like to put my nether portal. I think I want to also attempt to do the nether portal where it has like the on and off toggle to it. I think that'd be kind of cool. And then lastly, the enchantment table room. So yeah, we have a lot of plans for this. We're gonna load up a live stream. We're gonna get this floor in. We're gonna get that top part set and probably start working on the chest room and potentially start a little bit of mining too to get some more resources. So I have to admit, there's been a little bit of a time difference between that last clip and this one, but we got a decent amount of work done. As you can tell, there's quite a bit of a change from last clip to now. We got the chest room in. It's just big enough for what we really need it for. The only downside to it, I think, is the fact we only have 2 furnaces currently. So maybe we'll like implement furnaces like in the floor somewhere, just in case if we need it. Maybe we could actually sneak some furnaces underneath these chests because you can hit these blocks easily. As you can also tell, there is a cave somewhere around here. I have no idea where it is. It's not up there because it's daytime, but there's a cave like right nearby, and you can kind of hear it, but I have no idea where it is. Hence, I haven't really started looking for it just yet. The other thing that we got to work on was this enchantment table room. I mined out the area and I quickly came to the realization that I don't have the resources currently to put the enchantment table in, which led us to our next project. So if we head up here, up our fancy new water elevator, hopefully you can tell the difference between this top part section from last time to now. We spent quite a bit of time leveling out this area over here and over here. Over here was like a massive hill. You can tell where the sand used to be, just due to the fact that the sandstone and Stonehenge here. That, and also our mine shaft is kind of right out in the open, so we may end up moving this in the long term, but short term this is fine. One thing we did work on too is we got some basic farms, and the reason why we needed these farms was because I need the enchantment table room, and I realized pretty quickly I didn't have any sugarcane, but we got the basics set up. We got the sheeps and we got the cows. We may expand and get the chickens, but honestly, these are like the 2 main animals I'm concerned with. We do have a little bit more clearing out to do. As you can tell, I meant to like clear out this point, but we're pretty much going to level this off. Not completely. We're not going to completely level this off, and nor is this anywhere near to be done. The terraforming process is honestly going to be something that's going to take us a while. Like, I really don't care for how far this beach extends out. This is probably going to get converted to grass. We'll probably honestly go through, add our own terraforming through this whole thing. But that's like later plans. We really need to start progressing so we can start working towards beating the Ender Dragon. A lot of work really needs to get done before we can even think about trying to defeat the Ender Dragon. I haven't really touched mining at all, so I think that's the next thing on our to-do list that we really should work towards is getting iron. Iron is that one thing that we haven't been able to find a whole lot of. We found 16 just sitting in an abandoned shipwreck, and that's practically where all of our iron has come from. We're going to hit up a mining session, and hopefully we can get somewhat lucky. And this is what we're looking at. Our mining session definitely could have been better. Maybe I just don't know how to mine in the latest update, but I feel like ore generation just got completely messed with, and like my typical strip mining strategy doesn't work as well as it used to. But 17 deep slate diamond ore. You may notice we got the raw ores instead of actually like diamonds and whatnot. That is because we got silk touch and breaking 3, which leads us straight into our next point of we were working with villagers a little bit. This guy we got prop for, our handy Fletcher to trade sticks for emeralds. I'm breaking 3 for 19. And where did that last villager go? Do you know where our last villager is? I think I spot him. And Silk Touch for 5 emeralds. Now, I feel like working with villagers, especially early game, is extremely helpful. With considering the new mining mechanics, anything that's not Fortune 3, I feel like is kind of like a waste of time. So getting Silk Touch pretty early on to push us off until we get Fortune 3 to really optimize the mining, because I really hate mining, kind of helps. So for the time being, we're just going to Silk Touch everything. And once we get our enchantment table fully set up, we will be able to take advantage of the Fortune 3 pickaxe, especially when it comes to the diamonds and iron. But honestly, I think that's what's going to do it for this episode. Next episode, I want to continue work with our villagers, getting Fortune 3. I honestly think getting an iron golem farm up and running, just one of those really basic ones, may be in the plans, because we are struggling pretty hard to find any decent supply of iron. So getting that up and running and just further progressing us to get to the Ender Dragon. Hopefully by episode 3 we're fighting the Ender Dragon. And if anybody has made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a huge thank you. Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to making Minecraft Let's Play videos. Like, this is really my first solid attempt at putting one of these things together, and it's coming with a massive learning curve, so with like anything in life. So any supportive criticism or feedback I can get on how to make this more entertaining, just trying to incorporate the streams, and then also the Minecraft videos for anybody that hasn't, seen every stream. They can just kind of come and watch it, but it's proving to be something new for me. So anybody that has any supportive feedback, like I said, huge thank you if you made it this far in the video. But this is gonna do it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, go check out my Twitch channel, because we are live on there pretty often now. I'm trying to get onto a stream schedule, so be on the lookout for the streams, be on the lookout for the YouTube videos, and I'll hopefully see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody. She eats no, that's gross. That's gross. Like, I can understand maybe slicing up a tomato. I can understand slicing up a tomato, like, a civilized human being, and then eating tomato slices. But just sitting there and taking a chunk out of an apple, or not out of a tomato like an apple, no, it's barbaric.